Alright, let's go over some gameplay. I was watching this game while it was being played, so I already have some notes on it. Just gonna speed through this first part. One thing that I don't like is there's no early vision that's gotten. You guys need to get wards down. So you got vision on Rammus there, and like a couple of the other people, but you still have 4 trinkets up. Like, bot lane holding on to trinkets is fine, because you guys are going to want to use yours. Well, the support should use this at some point, and then the ADC can keep theirs for the actual laning phase. Then the jungler, though, and top laners should definitely have to put theirs down somewhere. Like, the fact that just all of this is completely dark is not good. You need to have sight of the enemy jungler for as much of the game as possible, and if you don't have sight of him, you need to be able to track him somehow. I'm not necessarily watching for a lot of micro plays, but I did notice that you were able to get his first blood kill on Gnar, because I don't really know what Nautilus was doing, and he just decided to die. I think you guys make a good play down here soon. Let's see, looks like it's coming up where you guys get this kill. While at the same time, Gnar dies up here to Nautilus. I didn't see that happen. One thing I can say about the top lane interaction is when you get a kill advantage like that, you know, you can abuse the lane. So actually, if we go back and look at, okay, so that's how you die, is you take tower shots. Let's go back and look at the lane after you get the kill. Okay. So obviously Gnar is super good at pressuring melee top laners in the early game. Like level 1, they can't really do anything to you. And once you get hyper, you just kind of can wail on them. Now obviously if you're laning against a Gnar, don't engage on him when he's going mega. That's just silly. So you've got a couple options that you can do right here. You can either shove in the wave and take it back, or you can let the wave push into you, because now that you have this kill on Nautilus, and he's a melee champion, and Nautilus has no ranged wave clip, he has to be in the minions to kill them. If you get the wave pushing back into you over here, like in front of your tower, then there's nothing Nautilus can do, and he'll have to have Rammus come up to support him, and the only way to break a freeze like that would be to do a silly dive, because Gnar is one of the hardest champions to dive. And if you have a tri-bush ward, even though Rammus is super fast, you should still be able to counter any gank that comes up there. And yeah, so then the other option would be to shove in and take an easy recall. Since he has teleport up, shoving in is more difficult, because I think he's about to blow TP on the minions, which is fine. And so the wave was already set up in like a really good position for you to freeze it. So when looking at what its waves are going to push, like just there's one extra minion right here. This extra caster in this wave is going to make it push into you, so you don't hit any of the minions, except for last hitting. A little bit more. Fast forward to Nautilus dying for free. Alright, so if you don't use any of your AoE abilities, and like if you don't attack that minion especially, right? So all of those minions could have just died, like a lot slower, and then the casters would have pushed into you. Even though they had 3 casters up front, the melee minions would have killed them first, but because of the advantage that this wave had, it'll push into you. If you keep the enemy wave at 4 more minions than what you have, then it will always push, pretty much no matter where it is. And then again, like if you freeze it back there, there's literally no way Nautilus by himself is going to be able to get any farm. He'll have to have Rammus and probably Ahri help. Alright. Alright, so here's the bot lane fight. It's an easy enough engage. It's a good condemn, good ignite. Yeah, this all just goes really well. Except you're about to tumble in front of a minion, or you just walk in front of a minion. Yeah. That could have been avoided. It was a little bit scary, but easy enough with the Alistar heals. Something else I want to comment on, I was talking about the trinkets earlier on. Top and jungle both have 2 charges in their trinkets. This should never happen on any champion. No one should ever have 2 charges sitting in their trinket. You're wasting ward time, because it's not charging if it's sitting on 2. And you guys haven't seen Rammus since level 1, which is bad, obviously. What's happening in mid? Okay, so you're playing like way too far back right there. Even though you're at like half health and mana, there's nothing always going to do to like be able to kill you under your tower. You don't need to just forfeit minions. Though Malzahar is one of the hardest champions to last hit with because of the way Malefic Visions works. That's a good back timing for you up top, from denying like 2 full waves to 3 waves from Nautilus, and you still have teleport up, which is super good. Let's see. Alright, and here this is part of you guys not having any jungle vision. The flash pulverize is good, but you don't have any knowledge of where Rammus was coming into that play. You can't make those sorts of aggressive plays this far up. If this lane was here, and you do that flash pulverize, that's totally fine, even not knowing where Rammus is. But this far up, you really need to know where he is. And you guys get out of this without dying, but it's kind of sketchy. And if you ever play against something like a Rammus or a Hecarim, you know, these super mobile junglers, Ezreals, like, knowing where they are is super important before you do any sort of aggressive plays on any lane, because they can just be anywhere on the map at any time. Now, this goes super well for you guys. You've got the Rengar here for the counter gank, and Ezreal is an idiot. Now, right here, you guys should get Dragon. You're healthy enough, you know their jungler is dead, their ADC is dead, and you know their support is in base. The 3 of you can get Dragon. You've got Smite up. Alistar has enough mana for heals, right? It's an easy enough Dragon. So you guys don't wind up getting Dragon until 21 minutes, but you could have gotten it at 7.5. What happened over here in mid? Alright. It's easy enough. She just walks into you, I guess. Money's on Alistar right now. So Alistar's sitting on 800 right now. You weren't really making a lot happen with this roam play, and at half health, since you guys weren't going for Dragon, backing Suno, you wasted probably like 10 seconds. And then this invade, like, don't do invades like this without vision control. So, and again, you also go deep into their jungle, and it looks like you still have 2 trinkets up, unless this is lying to me. But then you also don't have support, because Alistar's having to back, he's at half health, and Vayne was in base. It's very risky to go into the enemy jungle without support, or vision control. And what I mean by vision control is either a sweeping or a control board. And this blue should 100% go to Malzahar, like, every time. Rengar has no need for it, and Malzahar already being a kill up on Ahri, if he gets that blue, this lane is done. Looks like you guys are probably communicating about stealing this blue away. Again, invades without vision, rough. Luckily, Malzahar and Gnar are both ahead. Let's see, I think this is where you guys die, doing a dive. Yeah. You're playing around the tower range very well, right there. But then this doesn't need to happen. Specifically because of Repel. And I know you're probably not used to playing against an Elise support, because who the fuck plays Elise support? But yeah, the Repel makes that hard, and then Alistar's ult is down. Yeah. If Alistar's ult was up, that goes differently. If you guys don't waste that on the tower. This is a good ward. I like that ward. Okay. So it's over 10 minutes and no towers have been taken, even though you guys are way up in kills. Every lane has gotten kills, like solo kills without jungler support, which is it's bad. You need to be able to take towers. Just something that jungler should be able to help with. Seeing a lot of the reasons why I just hate Ahri as a champion. She doesn't do anything. Like, she has a charm, but she doesn't have damage. Just, her base damages are terrible, and her base mana costs are terrible. She's fucking awful. Pretty solid. That's what I really like about Gnar, is his ability to just completely abuse the wave of lane. You get first tower here? No, you get it after you kill him again. Yeah, so this turn's pretty rough. His Vayne's totally cut off from the two of you. I wonder if they had vision in the pit. It looked like they did. Let's switch spot with Ward. Yeah, Ward right there. Fresh one, too. So you guys just aren't able to make anything happen because you don't have any vision denial. And then, again, with Vayne totally cut off, you don't have the damage, sustained damage to deal with something like Rammus. Was your ult not in range after that flash? Oh. Wait, now did you die again? Okay. Did you back off as soon as you saw his TP? How'd that happen? Yeah, so right here, okay, you're leaving, and I guess you just recall in a bush? Yeah, you just recall in the bush, and he kills you for it. There's a ward right here. so close. See ya. Looks like now it's about to get first tower blood. Then you kill Nautilus again. You've got frozen Malz, so this is just child's play. A little bit risky because you don't know where Rammus is. Ahri gets herself killed again. How do you even die this much on Ahri? She's so mobile. So since you knew that Rammus and Elise were up here with this dive, you could have been kiting back this way towards your side of the lane and gotten out instead of going towards their jungle. It's a perfectly safe play for Naut to do since you know Rammus is on the bot side, so you're able to just steal away their stuff. Now this goes bad because you guys re-engage. Gnar was out, there's no reason to turn around to fight this because you guys were at a massive health disadvantage, 2 of you were at half health, and then you just get collapsed on. And seeing that, bot lane needs to shove up, and I believe that is what you guys do. Yeah. Because you know they've got 4 people on top side, so Ezreal just doesn't even need to be here anymore. Yeah. And then they should be getting Rift Herald right now. They are. And since they should be on Rift Herald, you guys should be able to take Dragon if Rengar moves down. Again, so it's another missed dragon opportunity. If you guys had gotten the first dragon at 7.5, this would have been your second dragon. You would have traded the dragon for the Rift Herald. Gnar still has TP, so he should be playing around Mega Gnar bar. But this is a good engage nonetheless. And you guys were able to pick up a few kills and get out without dying. But I think that's mostly due to their poor positioning here and not paying attention to the Gnar bar. So you're about to go Mega, and Rammus is way the fuck over here, and Squishy Elise is up here. And Nautilus pulls you into them like an idiot. So you just have these massive tanks tanking the tower. Rammus is on Vayne with no help. Yeah, that's mostly their mistake. And it was solid engage, too. Yeah, now you can just go split push with TP up. Shove out that wave. You've already got a big wave pushing here, so if you start shoving this wave in by the time you get that inhibitor turret, a wave might be able to kill it itself. You probably don't even need to push all the way to the inhibitor turret. If you push to like here or so, to like their first tower, and then leave and like push bot lane, and shove bot lane into this tier 2, and then you've got a big enough wave pushing top that it's going to crash into the inhibitor turret and probably be able to kill it itself. And then while that massive wave of here is pushing, and you're pushing bot lane, you just have a 0-4-1, right? So you've got these 4 people in mid, but you can keep like Malzahar and Alistar just kind of dancing around between this area over to this area. You know, make sure you've got vision control. You guys are doing a good job of buying control wards, and so if you've got vision control through this area, then Vayne and Rengar come and take dragon themselves, while the other two are zoning and denying. Alistar's so fucking tanky, like, it's fine. Elise kills herself for free. This is a fight that goes really well for you guys, if I remember correctly. And then this is where you get first dragon, is here at 21 minutes. It's the power of Malzahar's, just doesn't matter who it is, they get to not move for 3 seconds. This is fine from Vayne. The fact that they're able to 4v4 so effectively, you can easily just be shoving this wave down, because you're not necessary to take the dragon. But again, you guys are wasting a lot of teleport pressure. Gnar is spending a ton of time with the team while he has teleport up. Elise kills herself for free. I think in a couple minutes, Vayne dies on bot lane. Solo split pushing, which is bad. Rammus cracked Eye of the Herald way down here for really no good reason. It was probably about to expire, is why, but they should have put it down in mid lane earlier while you guys were pushing. They take a terrible fight here. Like, they never win this 2v2 anyways because of how fed Gnar is, and Ahri's 1-4. Like, he's 3-7, Ahri's 1-4. Like, they never win this 2v2, and they have no vision of your jungler. Rammus is nowhere near them. Yeah, Rammus is over here, and he just decides to nope the fuck out. Yeah, this is absolutely not a fight they should ever take. What happens to Vayne? Oh, you just face tank a spider. Okay. Yeah. Like, Rift Herald doesn't aggro onto champions, so like there's no, they don't even have that going for them. Like, they just die for free. Okay, now here there's something specific I want to talk about. This pickup kill here on Elise is good. And you know that Gnar is coming down. Gnar is on his way down, alright? Gnar doesn't have ult or flash, but Gnar is fucking huge. He has Black Cleaver, Frozen Mallet. It looks like you have barrier up, okay? So you need to barrier, like right here. That buys you at least a second. If you barrier right now, that gives you the extra second for some cooldowns to come back up. Like, you get to put out some W Voidlings. And Gnar absolutely, like 100% Ezreal dies to Gnar, but instead Gnar dies. Yeah, so just don't die like that if you have barrier up. Support should never be clearing a wave like this. That was all money that could have gone to like Rengar or Vayne. Okay, I think that coming up is where Vayne dies solo split pushing. You have absolutely no vision. Your blue trinket's up right now. You need to blue trinket either this bush or this bush. Alright, well, Nautilus is an idiot. But then you're collapsed on. Nautilus went too early. But yeah, if you had vision, like, let's back this up and let's see which way they came from. Because if you blue trinketed either of those bushes, I guarantee that you see them coming. Yeah, so like right here, if this was blue trinketed or if this was blue trinketed, yeah, Elise walks right in front of that, and you leave right now. You're already on your way out, like a second sooner. Yeah, even though you kill Nautilus, you just can't be that far up without vision. Alright, this is a bit odd. Rengar is up here, like, doing some split pushing. Gnar's in mid, but Gnar has TP up still. And Gnar should be in the bot lane, like, this whole time, because this tier 2 is still up. Like, this should be Gnar pushing, not Vayne. Vayne should be with the team. Even though Vayne obviously has a ton of potential for, like, 1v3 outplay, you still need to be, with the team, because you're such a short-range AD carry, it's too difficult, and the barrier to execution is too high. Whereas Gnar with Frozen Mallet Black Cleaver is going to be able to escape pretty much anything, especially since his flash is up, like, nobody's going to be able to stop him. Rengar has 141 CS right now, which, like, that's a lot. You don't need to be farming here. Your ult is up, you should be looking to make a play. This team is grouped up, you guys, especially now that you see Nautilus mid, this is a good time for Rengar to ult in. Like, everybody has everything up. Summoners are up for everyone. Everything except Vayne's flash. It's a good flash from Malzahar. Nautilus TP is right on top of Gnar for no reason. Vayne just chases Ezreal down. And then you guys are able to clean this up. Looks like. It's 26 minutes and you guys are up by over 10,000 gold and it's only 4-2 on towers. Like, that should be way higher. With this kind of a gold lead, there should be way more towers getting knocked down. And also, you should have more than 2 dragons already. Don't know what Rammus and Ahri are doing. They should be trying to guard the same lane, because there's no way they're going to hold off by themselves. There. You guys go and take photo here. Good control ward placement. Hey look, Ahri did literally one thing this game. I'm proud of her. You guys can Baron. You don't have Vayne up, but Malzahar has a ton of Baron damage, and so does Naut. Yeah, that's good. It's a good play, they have no way to respond. How does Gnar die? Gnar shouldn't die here. Oh, you die taking the tower. I guess that's fine, but I think you being dead creates a negative amount of pressure compared to how much pressure you'd have from still being alive. Especially since you still have TP up and now you don't have Baron buff, which makes you less effective as a split pusher. You could always just back off a little bit, and then if you back up, then take their Krugs or some shit. Just wait for your team to reposition, and then you start pushing in with Baron buff. You know, these minions are super powered, and they're split between this 4-man and this 1-man, and they can't really kill either of you. You've already got your stone plate. Like, there's no way if they try to dive on to kill you, the amount of time it takes to kill this kind of a Gnar, this whole inhibitor is gone, and then they're already collapsing down here for a dive. I like Vayne's CS. I don't know what the fuck that was from Elise. It's good cow control. I'm fairly certain Ahri did 4 damage that team fight. Just such a shit champion. She's probably one of the worst assassins to play from behind. And then you guys just close it out. Alright. So I think the general idea here is when you get this kind of a lead, when every lane is winning, you need to really be turning that into towers, because the game is won through objectives. For most of the game, Rengar had 2 wards in his inventory, and it's fine that you're on the sweeper because you've got the Duskblade, so keeping the green trinkets is totally fine. But you need to actually be placing them. If you're placing them more aggressively in the enemy jungle, when you have support of your laners, since all of your lanes are winning, you know where the Rammus is, you're able to make dive plays, and you're able to convert that into towers, instead of sitting on a 10k gold lead for 5 to 10 minutes, and only getting like 1 or 2 dragons. Yeah, no, that's about it.